Every city has its underbelly, a place where ambition curdles into desperation, where the line between opportunity and corruption blurs until a man can no longer tell which side of it he's standing on. This is the story of Thomas Walker, not a man born evil, but a man who chose, one small decision at a time, to become something he could no longer recognize in the mirror. What you're about to hear is a descent, slow, quiet, and absolutely deliberate. It starts, as so many stories do, in a place no one would think to look. A diner, ordinary, forgettable, a place easily lost in time. The kind of place where the coffee is always slightly too bitter, and the seats have been worn down by too many tired bodies. Thomas Walker walked into that diner every day like a man on a mission, though at this point, even he couldn't tell you what that mission was. Thomas Walker strode into the bustling diner like he owned it, the clattering of dishes and muffled chatter fading into a low hum around him. He offered a practiced smile to the regulars, seated at the counter while slipping his slim leather gloves from his hands. The supple scent of bacon grease hung in the air, mingling with the aroma of fresh coffee, but nothing drew him, nothing ever did. He pushed his way to a booth in the back, where the stained linoleum had seen better days. He had a habit of doing that, smoothing things over, surfaces, conversations, people. Anything that showed its cracks too openly made Thomas uncomfortable, perhaps because he was covered in cracks himself. "Gotta love it when the rich folks feed our city," he sneered, casting a glance at a pair of businessmen loudly discussing a deal. They shared laughter, oblivious to the eyes watching them. Had those men been passing worldly goods or handing out favors to the desperate, Thomas might have felt something, but he didn't. He had practiced indifference so well, it was almost a performance. He plastered on that smile, a mirror of shame that reflected the desires he dared not acknowledge. Two people in that diner would come to mean more to Thomas than he ever allowed himself to admit. The first was Molly, a woman who had clearly given this town more than it had ever given her back. "Coffee, Mr. Walker?" she asked, her voice barely concealing the weariness of too many shifts. "Sure, make it black," he replied, his tone sounding sharper than intended, leaving no warmth in her presence. And then there was the boy, the second person, the one Thomas would try hardest to forget and fail. Before she returned, he caught sight of a new face at the counter. A young boy, perhaps 10, with thick glasses, struggling to read the menu. Thomas stifled a chuckle when the boy leaned in closer, squinting, trying to decipher the squiggled letters. "Don't bother. It's just pancakes," he muttered, shaking his head. The boy's cheeks flushed crimson as he straightened up, glancing sideways at Thomas. "You can't read these? Come on, it's a simple breakfast," he added dismissively. Here's what Thomas Walker refused to see in that moment. That boy wasn't a stranger. That boy was a reflection, the same confusion, the same shame. The same desperate need to be seen as capable in a world that had already decided otherwise. Thomas had the insight right there within his reach, and he buried it. Had he paused, given a moment's thought, he might have recognized the boy's discomfort mirrored his own. Instead, he ignored it, driving the blade deeper without a conscious thought. Days passed, and the diner kept its rhythm. Orders taken, dishes scraped, coffee poured. But Thomas's mind was elsewhere. He had caught wind of something, a deal. The kind that doesn't come with a paper trail or a handshake in broad daylight. As the day pressed on, Whispers of a shady deal floated through the diner, the kind that dangled tantalizingly near his ambitions. He wanted in. His heart raced at the thought of becoming someone worth the risk. Yet each morning, he slipped into the uniform of the modest, a businessman by day, but alone at night with dreams only he could see. They say the devil doesn't arrive with horns and a pitchfork. He arrives in a sharp suit, with a sharper smile. And he slides right into your booth like he belongs there. 3 men, sharp suits and sharper eyes, strode directly to Thomas, sliding into the booth with him without invitation. Their leader, the daunting man named Victor, leaned forward in a way that let Thomas know this was business. "We hear you might have an interest in expanding your influence. A little matter downtown. You'd be perfect for the job given your talents." Thomas felt it. That pull, equal parts terror and desire. Thomas's pulse quickened. He was suddenly standing on the precipice of everything he desired. Immortality in the city's shadowy underbelly. Yet deep inside, a whisper told him he was teetering close to the edge of a dark abyss. "Molly calls me all the time," he said, feigning indifference but with the claw of ambition digging in deep. "I tell her I'm busy, making money and working hard." The words slid off his tongue, oily and smooth. "Maybe you could show her your loyalty too, huh? We'd hate to see you scratching the surface and not breaking through." Victor's bright voice turned dark with veiled threats, spoken privately like poison in the ears of an unsuspecting soul. Each word wove his ambition tighter, drawing out a different version of himself. Thomas Walker didn't become a criminal overnight. He became one the way most people lose themselves. Gradually, then all at once. One ignored whisper, one accepted invitation, one looked away mirror. Not with a bang, but with a slow, quiet erosion. The kind you don't notice until you look back and realize you're standing somewhere you never meant to be. Week after week, Thomas Walker traded pieces of himself, his caution, his conscience, his distance, for proximity to power. Molly's calls fell into background noise. 6 words, "You're better than this." And he chose to ignore every single one of them. Men like Victor don't offer loyalty, they offer leverage. And the moment Thomas failed to deliver, the mask came off entirely. "You'll earn our trust by unseen service," Victor said. "Only then can you call yourself a man." Each word hit harder, laying waste to the last lingering threads of honor Thomas still held dear. Months went by. Thomas Walker became a ghost in his own story, present in body, absent in everything else, moving through the city doing the dirty work of men, who would never dirty their own hands. The world didn't pause for Thomas Walker's moral collapse. The coffee still got poured, the dishes still got cleaned. Life moved on, and he had made himself too small, too buried in the dark, to move with it. And by the time the weight of it settled fully on his chest, the man he used to be was already too far gone to call back. Some cases don't end in handcuffs, some end in silence. In a man who traded his soul for a seat at a table that was never really his. This has been Shadows of Ambition.